Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Tonight, I want to talk about when you're dating out there and you deal with the people that are looking for a free ride. I really just touched upon this in prior podcasts, but a lot of times I always talk about, when it comes to the dating apps and everything like that, a large percentage of them are looking for sex. But another point I need to bring up is that you have the opportunists out there, okay? You got the people out there that are looking for the golden egg, and that could be male or female. You got it on both ends, you guys. That's why a lot of times people will say, oh, younger men and older women, right? Why would a younger man like to be with an older woman? Well, sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. Everybody's situation is different. But the thing is this, one of the things that happens when you date somebody that's a younger man, okay, let's say more than 10 years younger than you, right, is the fact that, are they looking at you as a good thing? Do you have your own place? Do you own a house? Do you have money? Do you have things going for you? You got to watch out for those love bombers that are going to come at you because you have your act together, because you have something going for you. And they're not looking at you as a sex thing. They're looking at you for a benefit of a good situation. They're looking at you that maybe they can move in and they got a place to stay and rent or their mortgage is being paid. They're in a nice spot. They don't have to worry about going out to work. All right. They're going to give you a little bit of love bombing to work their way in there. And then the other thing you got to worry about with some of these cats is that a lot of them, when you first start talking to them, they're going to bring up things like, I have this business idea that I want. Anybody that starts talking about business ideas with you, you got to, ding, ding, red flag, okay? If you're the person that has more going for yourself than they do, that is a huge red flag that is somebody you got to watch out for, okay? And some of these people are very, very cool and calculating. They're not going to ask you for a red penny in the beginning. They may not ask you for anything from 6 months to a year, okay? But they're there because they see a good thing, okay? The way you're able to spot that kind of thing is if they start talking about things like, they're always talking about money, or they talk about, oh, you got a nice place here and stuff like that. And they're like sizing up everything that you have, or, they're taking it all in and everything like that. And you feel like it's just, they're an opportunist. Trust your gut. Your gut is going to tell you everything, okay? Like I had a girlfriend of mine. She was dealing with this guy. She had met him on a dating app, all right? There we go, the dating apps. There you go. And he was a big-time scammer. He told her, he was this basketball player and everything like that, a professional basketball player from overseas. And, he wanted to take her down and switch the iPhone and get her an upgraded through his friend. And he said she didn't have to give any account numbers. It was all a scam, you guys. But one of the things that he mentioned when he was talking to her was that, he had this idea. He wanted to build a gym, in New York and everything like that. And he wanted her to be a partner with him and everything like that. And this is within the first week. This was the first week. Okay, that is a scammer. All right, so I need to bring up these kind of people that are looking for a free ride. All right, and you got it the other way too. You got some of these women, they got young women that are scamming the guys. Know a lot of the men are looking for sex and they're reeling them in. I knew guys that used to do it. I knew guys that had a whole scam that used to have women that worked for them to try to scam some of the other guys into thinking it was actually that woman, okay? So this is the thing. You got all of this on these dating apps. You got to be careful with the dating apps. I told you. I mean, you got, serial killers. You got rapists on there. You got everything on there. You really have to be careful. You got to check these people out and always meet them in a public place. Try to stay off the dating apps if you can, all right? And try to meet other ways. Best way to meet somebody is through a friend or family or work or whatever, you guys. But the point I'm trying to make is, this happens too when you deal with people that are outside the U.S. We hear about this all the time. You see it on the show 90 Day Fiancé, okay? 99% of those people that are having a relationship with the U.S. people are there because they see a good thing, because they want to come to the U.S., because they look at it as the land of opportunity. It's better than where they are, so they rather go there. And these people are thinking that they're really in love with them when what they're doing is they're using them. They're looking for a free ride. They're looking for a free ride. Trust me when I tell you, you guys, all right? I had a friend who was dealing with somebody. This guy was over in Morocco. Within the first week, he was video chatting with her, everything, and he was telling her marriage, okay? And he was pointing to, ring finger and everything like that. I told her, I said, you've got to be kidding me, all right? You've got to be kidding me. I said, you need to call him out on it, okay? This guy is no good. He's talking about visa. He doesn't even know you a week, all right? So I said, stay away from that. Anybody that you need to get a green card for, I don't recommend it, okay? It's hard enough to have a relationship. Now you're going to get a green card and what? Be responsible for these people for 10 years? Where you got to sign a paper and be responsible to them for 10 years? And if the marriage doesn't work out, guess what? You're going to be paying out that money to support them. So lots of luck, all right? So I need to bring that up to you guys because so many people are naive and they all it takes is an I love you and they fall hook, line, and sinker. And the other thing that you have to worry about is there are also people that know that somebody's with them because they're a good thing financially and they don't care. They don't care because they really are attracted. A lot of times it's because they're very sexually attracted to that person. So they figure, oh, okay, I don't really care. If they like me for my money, that's okay. I'm really, really sexually attracted to them. This happens a lot with older men and younger women. Okay? There's a lot of older men that know that some of these young women are only with them because of their money. And a lot of these older guys, they don't care. They don't care. They want that young, fresh pussy, okay? Just saying it like it is. That's what they want. They want somebody young and fresh. And if that means that, for whatever reason, it's not true love or whatever, a lot of times they don't care. They don't care. But what the problem is, down the road, if you're with somebody who's not with you for the right reasons, that person is going to look outside the marriage for something else or a side piece. This happens, okay? In other words, they're with you for one reason, maybe because of a financial reason. And then, but, sexually, they might not really be into you. And that's where a lot of these people find out, oh, so-and-so was cheating on me and everything like that. Because they really weren't 100% in on the relationship. They were there for that one benefit. So the point is, you got to be careful when you deal with these people. You may be looking at it from one angle and just, you're thinking all excited and everything like that. And the oxytocin in your brain is going crazy when you think about that person because you're thinking about them in a physical light. You don't care. You're thinking about them in a physical light. But the reality of it, when you have to live with that person day in and day out, is a whole nother thing, okay? Because after a while, the lust wears off. and you're left with whoever that person is, whoever their core of their character, what their core of their character is, okay? In other words, are they a kind person? Are they a generous person? Are they selfish? Is this somebody you could call in an emergency? Is this somebody you could trust around your kids? Is this somebody you could trust with your money? Okay? So you got to be really careful who you get involved with. I say this 1,000 times, you guys. There are so many different things when you are looking to meet somebody that you have to really be focused in on. Okay? And the financial aspect is another big one. Besides the fact that we always talk about, watch out if somebody's looking to use you for sex or whatever. You got to watch out if somebody's looking to use you for money, all right? Somebody that's looking to use you for money is way more dangerous than somebody that's looking to use you for sex, okay? All right? These people could bankrupt you. These people could rob you, all right? That's a lot worse than being used for sex. So when you're out there in the dating world and you're looking at these people as potential partners, besides the point that you got to be on the same page, you got to want the same things, you should really look for somebody who's on your level, okay? On your level or above, okay? You don't want anybody dragging you down unless that person is working really hard and, in life, sometimes people have hard times. It happens. But if that person can't get their act together and it's been like 5 to 10 years and this person is just, let's say, a loser, okay? And you're sitting there thinking you're going to change them or that you're not going to change somebody's basic character, okay? You can't make somebody a hustler if they're not a hustler, okay? It's either in you or it's not in you. So you can't take somebody, let's say, for instance, that's very lazy, that sits home and, plays PlayStation all day or does games, won't look for a job. You can't put a fire under their ass and get them moving, okay? Unless they really want to be moving or unless they feel threatened that you're going to leave the relationship. It's what you allow, and that's all part of boundaries, putting up boundaries. But in some cases, you could put up boundaries with somebody and it still doesn't matter because it's not their basic character. There are some people out there that can't hold a job and be a stable, steady person, okay? They jump from job to job to job to job, or they're out of work for long periods of time, but they're not even looking, okay? Now, I understand people lose jobs, things happen, of course. But if the person is not really trying and you're doing all the work, you're going to grow to hate that person. That could break up a relationship, okay? Especially if you're somebody who's got a good head on their shoulders and is working hard to do everything that you can, and you don't even see that person trying, okay? It's either in them or not. You have to set up that boundary and let them know, that they have to if you don't see them making the effort. That's why, you need to, the best relationships are people that are coming from the same place, that are wanting the same things. They can relate to each other. You don't have to sit there and beg somebody, that you want to save for a house or you want to do this. If this person is financially irresponsible and you're dealing with that, that's a nightmare. And just bring kids into the mix, and that's an even bigger nightmare. Okay? And then you're going to be in court and you're going to try to, get child support from somebody that they can tell you they can't, I don't have it. I don't have it. All right? And you're going to be looking back and say, how did I ever get involved with somebody like that? All right? So it's very important that you deal with somebody who's a stable person. Okay? Because the point I'm trying to make is this. If you're dealing with somebody and they're dependent on somebody else. In other words, let's say they're living with their family or they're living with their friends and they can't be independent on their own, okay? And I'm not saying that there's times that people, like I said, have hardships and they may need to go home for a little bit till they get on their feet or something like that. That's one thing, okay? It's another thing when somebody is just totally codependent on other people. The reason that I bring this up is because if you get involved with somebody like that, they're going to go from leeching from those people, maybe their family or their friends or their roommate, okay, because they can't make it on their own, and they're going to go to leeching on you, okay? That is somebody who's going to be looking for a free ride. Now, one of the red flags that you can tell that somebody is looking for a free ride with you is that a lot of times these people want to move fast with you, okay? Why do they got to move fast? Because they need a spot to stay at, okay? Or maybe they're looking for money from you or something like that. So you have to be very careful when you're talking to somebody, you're dating somebody, and they're moving fast, okay? Like, in other words, let's say you date them a month, and there's talking engagement the first month. Let's say they're talking about moving in together after a month of knowing you, even 2 months of knowing you, okay? That is a huge red flag. Red flag, okay? Red flag. What is that person's motive for moving fast with you, okay? It's not because they're overly in love with you, because they don't even know you. You don't know somebody in 2 months, okay? Sometimes people don't know each other a year. Sometimes people don't know each other in 5 years. Sometimes there's people that are married that are just finding out things about the person they were married to, you guys. Okay? Like, you watch these Dateline stories and everything, these murder mysteries, and you look at the spouse and they say, I can't even believe this. I can't believe she killed so-and-so. Oh, she was so sweet. She was so nice. Okay? Because they were not they were not in touch with who that person really was. All right? Nobody knows if they love somebody after 2 months. Loving somebody, you got to know somebody to love them. Okay? You can lust them, but that doesn't mean you love them. Okay? Love is a progression. Okay? It's getting to know somebody, see how that person reacts in situations, knowing that person has your back, knowing that person is giving. How much could you know about somebody in 1 to 2 months? You know nothing. Very little, okay? The longer you go out with somebody, the more you really see them for who they are. And that's why I always say, never move fast. Never, okay? So that's why I wanted to bring that up. So the thing is this, when you're dating somebody and it seems in the beginning it's going so great and they're showing you a lot of attention, they're showing you a lot of affection, and it's almost like it's going beyond what it should go, okay? That, you have to walk cautiously because you don't know in the beginning if this person is sincere or if this person is giving you the love bomb for some kind of benefit that they could get out of you, okay? So I've talked about the sexual benefits, but, you need to also be aware of the other benefits, especially if you're somebody who's got something going for them, that you have to be very careful of somebody that comes on to you really strong and wants to move really quickly with you, okay? That's why you got to slow them down. And the more you slow them down, the more you're going to see who they really are, okay? Why is this person rushing you? Why? The other scenario too, I want to bring up too, is a lot of times when people rush somebody and, in the beginning it may feel great, like, oh, they love me. They know what they want. They found me, right? Is that the other scenario when somebody rushes you is when you're dealing with a very controlling person. Now, this is another thing that could happen is that you get in, you meet somebody, they come on strong, and, they're showing you a lot of attention. They're showing you they're a little jealous in the beginning, but you really haven't seen really who they are yet. And as you go out with them, they become more and more controlling, more and more jealous. They get mad if you don't call them exactly when you say you're going to call them. Like you call them 5 minutes past, they flip out on you, or they try to take you away from your family and friends. That is somebody you better be careful of. That is a controlling person, and sometimes controlling people can be very dangerous, okay? So I need to make you aware of that. So if you're dealing with somebody like that, you got to be careful, and you got to worry because a lot of times controlling people, they want to move fast too. Why do they want to move fast? Because they see you as someone that they want to lock down, okay? And it's not about locking you down because they're so in love with you. It's because they're locking you down because they want to control you, okay? So be cautious on that. That happens to a lot of people. You get involved with somebody, they're showing you a lot of attention, and they're not rushing you for sex, and you're thinking, oh, this is the real deal. This is the real deal, right? Like finally somebody who really sees my value. And then as time goes on, as the weeks progress and everything, all of a sudden this person is like snapping out over little things. Maybe they're snapping out because you posted a picture that they didn't like on your social media that, is a nice picture. And maybe it's, a little on the sexy side, but not bad. It's a presentable picture, but they don't want it up, okay? Or something like that. That could be a sign that you're dealing with a controlling person, okay? You gotta really look and see, why they're so upset and stuff like that. I mean, unless you're really posting some off the top picture, that's one thing. If somebody really cares about you and they wouldn't want you doing that. But if it's just a regular picture where you just, you're looking normal, you're looking attractive, and it's not over the top and they're flipping out about it, that could be a red flag that you're going to be dealing with somebody who could be controlling down the road, okay? And those people move fast, all right? So I just wanted to bring up these topics because I always talk about, watch out, this one's trying to use you for sex, or use that for sex, or this or that, blah, blah, blah. But watch out for those scammers. Watch out for those people that are looking for a free ride, okay? I hope that helps you. If it did, hit the subscribe button and share, okay? And have a great night. Audible is offering listeners a 30-day trial. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free 30-day trial. You get to select any book that you want on there and listen to it. They have books on there about breadcrumbing, love bombing, why did they lose interest, dating, relationship, any kind of book you're interested in and want to learn about, okay? You could listen to it in your car or if you're on the bus or the train. So go to my podcast description for the link at tinyurl.com/AskYazNow and start your free trial.